Hello, Magyar here. We'll talk about fiber optics today, and I'll announce a collection for fiber optic networks today, January 21st. Everyone talks about fiber optics. We use it, and the enemy uses it too. In short, fiber optics is a way to connect drone control, FPV, particularly in conditions where there is significant jamming by electronic warfare means, and it's not possible to use other drones. As of today, manufacturers selling their equipment to the Ministry of Defense we thus receive drones are all somewhere in the stages of development, codification, testing, and everything else. Therefore, without wasting time, some time ago, we developed our own system for converting a drone to a fiber optic system. We use it, buy those parts, assemble them, and use it. We don't use it on a permanent basis because that system is quite expensive. I will now highlight for you what can be highlighted, but at each position, each bird crew of Magyar definitely has a certain number of drones retrofitted with fiber optic control to timely stop the enemy's assault actions. Why? Let me explain. When the enemy plans an assault, for example, mechanized, there are 5, 7, 8, 10 units of equipment, all equipped with electronic warfare systems. Plus, they include broadband electronic warfare to suppress all signals, disrupt all control, and prevent an attack by our drones on the moving column. This allows the enemy to penetrate to specific distances, depths, to dismount infantry, to maneuver, to escape, and then for a long time, we are not the birds of Magyar. We are the defense forces of Ukraine. We deal with them, with that infantry in the bushes. It takes positions, causes trouble, and so on. Drones on fiber optics work flawlessly in such conditions. Regular drones are set aside, and those equipped with combat parts on fiber optics are launched, directed at the attacking column, and succeed. Drones, as I said a year ago, we are not raising funds for them and do not plan to do so in principle because we receive the drones. Centralized supply, as we belong to the list of specialized units of unmanned systems. This is the body we receive from the state. It is not a basic standard drone. It is a hexacopter, you see. It has 6 engines, 6 propellers. Here is how it is re-equipped by us into a fiber optic. Here it stands next to it. We add literally 10 components to it. But these 10 components we actually completely on our production facilities equip, print, and created. These 10 components cost us 22,618 hryvnias, $526 as of today. Everything is purchased in a well-known country from known sources, directed, shipped, received, then assembled. This is the amount of money, 22,618 hryvnias, that needs to be invested into the base drone for it to be controlled via fiber optics. I asked our operators and they made a small clip from the drone customization workshop. You will now see it for 1.5 minutes. And in the meantime, to help you understand the depth of the processes, I will explain it differently. We purchase those fiber optic spools, make and print appropriate containers for them, which we wind on the appropriate equipment. This is a pipe, a regular plastic pipe, bought at Epicenter. Those are the components that are printed. Inside the spool is printed and so on. We wind from those spools, winding the necessary distance of fiber optic cable. In this case, you see 16 and a bit kilometers. This means the drone can safely travel to a depth of 15 kilometers. And with the appropriate, considering the size, dimensions of that drone, it can carry a large load capacity. Here you see the combat section of a guided missile, which we modify accordingly for applying a cumulative effect, or show how that shaped charge looks. Cumulative shaped charge. More than 50 models of ammunition we produce, various ones. Fragmentation, high explosive, incendiary you see in our reports, cumulative, and others. This, by the way, is the combat part. This is a separate part of the expenses. We are now only talking about equipping the drone. Accordingly, by putting together those 10 components that we will purchase, the key of which is fiber optic material, we want it in coils of 50 kilometers manually, as you'll see in the video. The consumption of optical fiber at 16 kilometers costs about 7,500 hryvnias. We replaced the light-sensitive camera here. It's relatively inexpensive, 2,700 hryvnias. The most important thing is for the drone to fly far. We need to add such 2 to 3 homemade 6S3P battery packs, not this particular one, any 6S3P. So it costs 5,000 hryvnias on the market. We make it ourselves, assembling it from components. It costs us around 4,000 hryvnias. 3 such batteries are needed to upgrade the fiber optic drone. To control it, we make homemade ones. Ground control stations show a little, without going into detail, just from above. This allows the drone to connect. I'll show you how it looks. Drone ready for use. This is the front part. It flies in that direction. Right here, the tail sticks out appropriately.
Appropriate.
The connector, which allows...
Oh, he's getting worn out on the go.
Detached. Here is the optical fiber, which unravels very easily. I unraveled it carelessly just now. It unravels, it's not a problem. We can solder it without issues. It unravels as the drone flies and lays itself out along the flight path of that drone. It comes out very smoothly. I don't know if it's visible on camera right now, but it comes out very smoothly. Accordingly, to ensure that the pilots are safe, if there are fairly strong little cables that is placed in the dugout, unrolls, and it connects together already at the drone's launch position so that these parts entering the dugout remain undamaged. Many situations, shelling and everything else, which can simply be snagged and torn with feet, but this is a more reliable thing, which we also make by hand, assembled together. And we get this device, which I am confident that by the year 2025, it will be adopted from many manufacturers and go into mass production. But for now, we are assembling it ourselves. Today, I am announcing a collection for 1,000 such complexes. I ask not to confuse them with the purchase of drones. Whilst there are haters who constantly try to catch us on something, who helps us, what we buy, what we don't buy, go to hell. So, I'm addressing sensible people, those who see the reality, the results of our efforts, which are valued by those who are not indifferent to our needs. I'm telling you today, without waiting for supplies, codification, or anything else, it is appropriate for equipping our FPV units, of which there are already some, as you can see by the results, the growth of results. Purchase and equip 1,000 customized. This should last us about a month. I don't want to tell you about our monthly usage traffic of regular drones. I'm saying that certain number of these means should be at each position. 1,000 customized drone kits will cost us 22,600,000 hryvnias. This is the goal of our fundraiser, with which I am reaching out to you on January 21st. Firstly, spread the information about our campaign as much as possible. Secondly, contribute with your donations as you can. And through the only details that never change, we are not on TikTok. We do not reach out in personal messages under my name or with my photos. And even if artificial intelligence records that I am the same one, from my name they might record something. Don't fall for it. I never reach out personally except for such public ones. Actions. And today, I am appealing for that brief. We would really like to complete this collection within 5 to 6 days. a collection around a specific product for the needs of the FPV, 414 separate drone brigade units. The assistant of Magyar, whom I lead and in whose team they work. Very brave, talented, and professional pilots whose work is on par with the work. Intelligence on par with the work of wings. At the level with the work of night doctors you see, as much as possible, if not daily, on social media posts. I ask you to join this collection. I ask you to share that information. At the end of my report, we will insert a short video about the work of our electronic workshops for you. I once showed you the work of the engineering and SAPA workshop. Now I'll show you the work of the radio electronic one, but still a short teaser for a general understanding of the volume and technical equipment at the current moment and the capabilities of the workshop. And I urge you to support that effort and spread the information. We are receiving 1,000 sets and 1,000 sets of customized FPV drones with such large labels, just like these and all others we have. Production of the confectionery. As of today, 52 models of munitions that we make for our own needs and for the needs of many units, not to mention our traditional anti-tank mines. I will prepare a separate report on them. You remember that product? No, we gathered funds twice with you for 20,000 mines and 30,000 mines. Reporting verbally, I am not currently announcing collections for anti-tank mines. Together with your efforts to date, we have provided 107 military units of the armed forces of Ukraine with 85,000 mines. And we will continue to do this, increasing production. And now I have approached you specifically about customization. Drones that we receive from the state, but they are not fiber optic. We also receive them from sponsors, from partners, but we are doing deep reworking of that drone, not taking into account the time costs because it's done by the military comrades between combat or engineering duties, considering the pure cost of the acquired equipment, which consists of 10 components and currently amounts to 22,618 hryvnias per drone, not cutting corners significantly, which is significantly different from those drones you are used to on the 7th frame and so on. This is a powerful hexacopter. It carries far. 16 is not the limit. If someone was attentive in the workshop video, they saw similar coils that we make for 42 kilometers for specific tasks, which I won't discuss, but in conditions. Total use on our side and from the enemy's side of mass application of radio electronic intelligence means and electronic warfare means operation of standard drones, even customized ones. By definition, we do not use standard drones. We modify all of them. The operation of top standard drones is hindered by obstacles set by those electronic warfare means. They simply kill the signal and those drones fall, not reaching the target. They lose control. Video communication is impossible. Contains the potential to transmit all necessary information and control to ensure that the drone without hindrance at a completely different altitude than a regular drone, because a regular drone has to maintain radio horizon, a certain altitude, to not lose radio horizon. This drone can operate at a height of 2 meters, 1 meter at any height without losing control quality. By the way, the terrorists intensively use fiber optics today on the streets of the city of Pokrovsk, over which we maintain a reliable dome of radio electronic reconnaissance and warfare. And we bring down over 80% of analog drones. We knock them down. They don't shoot them down. We create interference. They fall. And we fight with fiber optics. No one has particularly invented kinetic means to shoot them down, neither us nor the enemies. So they fly right through the streets of the city. The search is whole. They even look. Now we have videos from prisoners where Their phones recorded how they fly low, look into vehicles that are moving to distinguish if they are military or not, and randomly choose to destroy everything they... And this is the next step in the evolution of drones. These are our common risks in the event of the continuation of the war, which I mentioned, when a 10 to 20 kilometer dead zone is created, where essentially nothing living can move. Even when a drone is without artificial intelligence and self-guidance, it will be controlled without any influences and ways to suppress it, will emerge from the increased concentration of those drones used, and it will obviously create a zone where being there will not just be uncomfortable, but essentially impossible. But what will be, will be. For now, we are intensively building up the brigade's personnel, intensively developing various new technologies for application. We are not waiting, no miracles from the sky or anything else. We take the efforts of engineers, adopting someone else's experience or creating a completely new product, then we start replicating it, applying it, sharing technologies with units, demonstrating. Your performance improves our effectiveness significantly. Once again, I talk too much. Long video. Under the Sun, January 21st. Our collection has been announced for 1,000 sets of fiber optics customization, which we produce all elements ourselves for equipping 1,000 drones for the 414th Brigade, and I appeal to you for support in this collection. Spread that information as widely as possible. I will keep you informed about the progress and the numbers collected, and as usual, report on our results, the appearances of the educational project, 13 faces, day, night, left, right, equipment, People's Republic of China, Donbass, and those other directions where we are still working now. By the way, the ones I promised, have a little patience. Thank you. Nice eyes and sting. Worm, horror, honor.
Boom, bass guitar, auto slam.